Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? It's Friday. Hopefully, the last day of the work week for almost all of you. Oh, but I hope y'all are all doing well. Sorry about yesterday. Woke up with a migraine, was unable to focus my eyes, and when I could, bright lights and loud sounds just about killed me. Today is kind of the remains of yesterday. Still got a dull throb in my head, and let's see how long we could go today before it becomes unbearable. But welcome in. We are continuing on with Elite Dangerous this morning. We're just going to do some nice, simple little cargo missions. See what kind of trouble we get into. But I hope everybody's doing well. And does anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Y'all are all able to get out, do some things, have some fun. I think all this lockdown stuff is starting to get to everybody where we really need to start getting out more. Even if it's just to go to a park and walk around and just get out of the house. So let's see what's available to us this morning. We're going to take all the things that we can. We're going to try to avoid the planetary stuff this morning. I don't think I can handle the sounds of the shots too well, but we may end up giving it a shot just to see. We're seeing what's available here. We may end up going pick up some stuff someplace else. Good morning, Amethyst Neon. How are you today? And thank you very much for the follow earlier. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Got to remember to make sure to take our cargo with us this time. Unlike the other day where we took several. I took it and they're ready for it already. That's good. They're in a hurry. Everybody's in a hurry. All right. I'm doing pretty good this morning. Doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. So let's see. We will probably go. Yeah, we're going to go deliver the semiconductors first. That's going to be a planetary landing, I believe it was. Going to get this old girl up in space and get her on her happy little way. I gotta make sure I repaired after our incident on Wednesday. So we were down to 39% hull. We got interdicted and we got shot quite a bit. Somehow our shields were able to regenerate enough to protect us while our frameship drive kicked back in. And, hello? I thought for a moment he wanted to merge with our ship. Okay, soon as we get out of mass lock, we're going to start our warp drive. And here we go. Our first mission of the day is underway. Never seen or heard of this game? Hey, Elite Dangerous has been out for a couple years. I think it was released in 2016. I had purchased it when it first came out, but I had never played it before. And I needed something new to play and decided to give it a shot, and I fell in love with it. And this community has been, the Elite Dangerous community has been great. They've been great. Their community is as friendly and outgoing as the Farm Sim community is as far as helping everybody. They come in, they give you all kinds of helpful hints and tips and advice, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, it is. It is. It's very welcoming. There are so many games out there where the communities around them are so toxic. As bad as it is, Dead by Daylight's one of them. Key thing is, I like that game, but I absolutely hate the community. I love watching some of the big streamers play it, the way that they're able to move their characters around and outwit the killer when they're the survivors, or outwit the survivors when they're the killer. But man, the rest of the community, though, they're just I'm not saying everybody in the community is bad, just everybody expects you to know how to play and know what all your abilities are. And there is so much to this game on so many different websites you can get the information from. And everybody's great. They point you in the right direction. Oh, well, that was not the right button. Request stocking. So, Amethyst Neon, have you got any big plans this weekend? Do anything fun? Getting out of the house? Else, we're not going to be doing much of anything here. We'll be working on the room upstairs because we're supposed to have all kinds of bad weather. Just relaxing, go back to work Sunday morning. Yeah, we're supposed to have snow on Saturday. I think Sunday's high is supposed to be 22, and then we get hit with single-digit lows for the better part of the rest of the week. Just grabbing a couple more. I'm going to avoid the planetary ones this morning. I wish minus 50 Celsius wind chill here Sunday and Monday. Ooh. Dress warm. Be careful about that. Thankfully, ours isn't supposed to be that bad. I hope. When I drove an 18-wheeler, we got snowbound in Wyoming on I-80. They shut down sections of the interstate, and I got stuck at a truck stop. It was 11 below zero, blizzard-like conditions, and the wind chill was 44 below. And people were looking at me weird because I didn't think it was cold being from southern Louisiana, so I was walking around in t-shirt and shorts. I didn't feel the cold. And they all thought I was weird. And a work outside with liquid should be fun. Be very careful. Be very careful. I've seen pictures of firefighters up in the Northeast after getting hit by some kind of polar vortex up there where, you know, the houses that they were spraying with water to put the fire out, the houses were frozen over, and so were the guys. Having icicles hang from their faces. Spinning around to find our station. We'll be layering up for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. There was one time in southern Louisiana, we were having an ice storm come in. And we had completed this big, huge job, except we forgot to take the final shot that was to tie everything that we had done together with the adjacent property lines. And it was starting to rain. It wasn't freezing rain yet. And our boss told us, I need you to go out there and get this shot no matter what, because we need to finish this job today. It's like, okay. So we went out there. And we were like that. We were all layered up. I had on my insulated coveralls. A bunch of the other guys did too. I mean, it was raining. It was really coming down. And we got out there and we set it up. And we didn't have an umbrella for our electronic total station. And this machine cost about $3,500 at the time. Well, we got out there and we called the boss and told him, man, it's really coming down out here. He goes, I don't care what it takes. If you have to get that total station out in the rain and get it wet to get the shot, you do it. Well, we did it. We did it. All three of us came down with the flu. We got the shot. We also destroyed a total station because it got soaking wet and it had water pouring out of it when we got done. It was a nightmare. There was no rain cover. There was no umbrellas. There was absolutely nothing. And our boss wanted us to pay for it. And I gently and politely reminded him of his statement to do whatever it took to get the shot, including telling us that over the radio that everybody else heard. Luckily, I was good enough with electronics that I was able to take the thing apart, get it dried out, and was able to get it working. And it worked for another month before it quit. I was in Seattle once in the beginning of December. It was around 40 Fahrenheit. I was walking around in a t-shirt. Serious. I went to go visit my buddy in Chicago one time. It was 90 degrees up there. These people are sweating buckets, and I'm walking around. I haven't broken out in a sweat, and everybody's looking at me like I'm sick. You know, and he was the exact same way. He'd only been living up there for, I think it was about 60 days. And yeah, he wasn't sweating either. And people were just looking at us strange because they were panting and they were fanning their shirts, and their shirts were stuck to them because they were all soaking wet. And it's like, you have got to be kidding me. This is not hot. You don't know what hot is. Hey, good morning, Impreet. Yeah, Impreet, after yesterday's migraine, the bright lights still bothered me quite a bit. So there's no cam today. Had to turn it off. Oh, if it's 90 here, it's usually 80 to 100% humidity. Yeah. See, after growing up down there, it was one of those things of you got used to waking up and it was 100% humidity all day and night, and it was still 85 degrees at 3 o'clock in the morning. When you got out of the shower in the morning to get ready to go to work, there was no point in even drying off. Just put the clothes on while you're wet. Because by the time I walked out my front door and got into my truck, I'd have been sweating again anyway. Is that the system we wanted? No, I want a Kongxi. Okay, that is the system. I thought it said hip something. Yeah, see, I'd rather the cold too. After growing up in almost constant heat so many years down there, that I prefer the cold. I'm ready for warmth here. We got about 6 inches of snow yesterday and overnight. We are supposed to be getting just a little bit of snow tomorrow, not supposed to add up to anything. But Mondays is supposed to be a little bit different. And by snow, I mean it's supposed to snow for about 2 hours, then rain for 6 more. So whatever snow we get's not going to stick to the ground anyway. But that's the way our winter has been so far. We get snow overnight. The next day it automatically melts, and the dogs turn the backyard into a giant mud puddle and they track it all inside. Yep. No snow here when we're in a deep freeze for a week. And we're going to hit our deep freeze too. It's been a while since we had a week of single digit lows. That's going to be that's going to be interesting to wake up to. I'm not sure what I went there for, but I love snow, but hate when I have to shovel it. Yeah. Does it usually snow the colder it gets? See, the last time we had real major snowfall was 2 blizzards we had around Christmas time, around 2009, 2010, or 2010, 2011. It was so bad outside that our dogs couldn't go outside because, well, the snowbank was higher than they were. So, since all traffic in town was told to stay inside, not to get out on the streets because they couldn't keep the streets cleared fast enough, I went out in the backyard and shoveled from the back door to one of the trees, and then I cleared another little small path to the center of the yard and cleared out a big section for them to go. Now, they wouldn't go jump out the back door into the snow to play in it, but they go running along that path, and when they got to the end of it, they all jumped and landed in the snow to play. But they would not step foot outside the back door while it was all tall, fluffy. Now, they did their business in the area that I cleared up, but man, they enjoyed going through it there. I guess it was just the fact that they could run and jump into it. Mm-hmm. Trying to decelerate quickly, but we are not going to make it. Okay, we're under manual control right now. Saw some deer the other day with snow up to their stomach. I was working a little more north of here. And I've seen some rabbits running around out there playing in the snow. Foxes. For some reason, I enjoy watching the foxes when they run around in the snow out in the early mornings. Request stalking. Hey, teeny streams. 96 tons right now. Miss Frida's 2 kids at home, 1918. I think we can get them to do anything. Except for shovel snow. 1819, I hated doing all that stuff. Including going outside and cutting grass. Of course, I hated doing it when I was younger than that, but that was me. I have a 10 and 14-year-old. You mean it doesn't get better? You guys have to remember that I came from the time period when there was no remotes for the TVs. It was the kid did everything. As a kid, we also owned 3 acres of land, and I had to push more. We didn't have a riding mower. And I wasn't supposed to come into the house until I was done. We had teeny streams. We can carry 96 tons at the moment. Soon, hopefully, we'll be able to afford something a bit bigger. I want to avoid the Type 7 and go straight for the Type 9. Nope, the 19-year-old will help once in a while. If you ask the 18-year-old, will act like she's better than you and don't want to do anything. Ooh. Well, I don't think I was ever that bad. Kind of like the job I had with land surveying. You know, when you had to go neck deep in a swamp, you'd stand there, you'd grumble about it, but you knew you had to do it just to get it over with. So I I always felt I was entitled to stand there for a few minutes and complain. Then I always had to empty my pockets to make sure if I stepped in muck somewhere and I sank down a little bit when I came out, that if I lost my pants, it was okay because my wallet and all was still in the truck. I know that sounds bad, but I always carried extra pair of pants and a shirt with me. Except for that day I got sprayed with a skunk. Nothing was helping me that day. We had 10 acres when I grew up, but had lots of things to do, raise pigs and rabbits in our garden. Ooh, now that sounds good. I didn't have any of that. I didn't. For the fact she's special needs, she would be out of the house because she literally waits till we out of dishes to even wash them. Okay, now that's kind of bad. I remember that one time that my mom decided to make a pizza, and she she had a blonde moment where she forgot what side of the pizza was supposed to face upward, so she put it upside down. And she started grease firing the oven because, well, she cooked it topping side down and everything just dripped directly onto the burner itself. She never even had a pan on it. We found the pan. It was dirty. It just had never been washed. I was never allowed to remind her of that because she said that was not one of her proudest moments. She won't help out and honestly scream and holler and get grumpy. Oh, man. Better get to bed before the miss finds out I was up all night again. All right, Amethyst Neon, you take it easy. You have yourself a good rest, and we'll talk to you later on. And you have yourself a good day. Thank you for stopping in. I will, and thank you. Thank you. It was greatly appreciated. And thank you again for the follow. Yeah, I was never like that. Didn't even know you streamed. Yeah, Red talked me back into it again. I started back up in October of 2019. Didn't really start getting serious about it until, well, last month. I'm having fun with it. I finally found a game that I really have fun with, and I enjoy playing, and it makes it so much better, easier. And yes, as Imfried says, normally I have a cam on, but yesterday's migraine pretty much killed that because I still got a dull throb this morning. Good to hear. Have a great day. You too, sir. You too. And thank you again for stopping in. That's right, Imfried. Last night was your final night. Time to start your weekend today. Got anything big going on with you? Yes, sir. Oh, your birthday's tomorrow. Oh, awesome. Well, happy early birthday. I would ask how old you'd be, but I know that's going to start all the ancient comments coming back my way. Request stocking. And my wife last year. I have to figure out what to do her this year, but last year she walked in the house and I had some that old wrapping paper from Spencer's Gifts that used to say "Over the Hill." It was black wrapping paper with white wording on it, and I wrapped the entire kitchen like that. Big 30. Well, happy early birthday. Oh, to be 30 again. God, to be 30 again. Man, I'd love to be 18 again, honestly. After all the stuff that Jimmy sent me last year for my birthday, I hate to see what he's going to come up with for this year. Yeah, no, somebody's in a hurry for their stuff. Oil Hub. I'm not at Oil Hub. Wish I was 18 again. I didn't hurt as bad. Yeah, okay, I can go along with that. I can go along with that. Didn't have problems with the arthritis in my legs, so yeah, able to walk around. Not having fingers lock in place. And the worst thing is, one of my old doctors I used to like before he moved, the only thing he ever told me every time I went in there was, "It's hell getting old, isn't it?" Yeah, he was 7 years younger than me, and he always said, "It's hell getting old, isn't it?" Bad foot, bad knee, and bad back, all before I'm 30. Bad back, courtesy of the Navy. That's pretty much all I had about them. Me and three other guys were going up a ladder one day. We got hit by a rogue wave. Guy ahead of me, who was a big guy, he ended up losing his grip on the ladder support, came down on me. I ended up falling back on the two other guys. The guy on bottom got lucky. The guy who landed on top of him wasn't, because he landed with his back across the guy's lower leg. I landed on top of them and the guy's stomach. And then Stacy, the big boy, man, he landed directly on top of me. And all we heard was a massive snap, a huge cry in pain. And everybody was trying to get Stacy off of us so that I could try to move, because I couldn't feel my legs at that moment. So the guy's lower leg broke. The guy under me, his back was hurt. My back was hurt. Stacy was fine because he had a soft landing. The guy under me had a fractured back and I ended up having 2 or 3 vertebrae that were knocked out of place. Sorry, not vertebrae, disc. And every now and then those discs still slip out of place. The arthritis and all came into play later in life. Bad foot for. Yeah. And they were all accidents because nobody ever intends to hurt themselves that badly. Then I've got the flap scar on my forehead from a wreck I had after I got out of the service that I lost 6 months of memory on. And that little piece of plastic that's still embedded in my forehead, it was so flush that the doctors couldn't get it out. While I was conscious and could feel, they took the scalpel and just raked it right across, and there was no resistance. It just broke off clean flush. It penetrated part of the skull and just stuck there. So they just left it. They didn't ever think it was going to be a problem. Every now and then it moves, and it goes right back in place. Doesn't do anything. Just moves, irritates the skin a little bit, then it falls back in place. When I broke my foot, I walked on it for, I think it was just swollen. Yeah, I had a friend do that too. Request stocking. Yeah, I had a friend do that too. She was walking around. She thought that because she had a Charlie horse, it wasn't a bad thing. But she had been in an accident. She had slipped and fallen. She ended up walking around with a fractured leg about 2 or 3 weeks before she finally went to the doctor because it was swelling up and starting to give her issues. Yeah, she was shocked when he told her that she had a fractured leg and he put a cast on her. Hey, Slow Sweet, good morning. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Glad to hear you're doing good. Okay, well, I guess we'll just cruise the station real slow while we're waiting for somebody to take off so we can land. And there they go. I have to wait for them to start their forward engines. Now we can request it again. Oh, come on. He took off. Give it to me. Oh, it's the one below me. There he goes. There we go. Now we can do it. Have to go shovel snow. Eh, it's doing okay. It's still got a little bit of a dull throb. Starting to act up just a little bit, but I think I took enough of leave to get it under control for this morning. Hopefully. Hopefully. This little bad boy in. At this last station here, we're going to hopefully pick up some other things. But before we go, let's see if there's something from here going anywhere. No. Take the couriers. $319,000 light seconds. We're not taking that one. We are not taking that one. That one will take too long. Yeah, but snow itself isn't that bad. It's when you get ice underneath it or just nothing but ice. My wife is so afraid to drive on ice, it's not even funny. Yeah, it's not 12 inches. I just like shoveling it. It's wet, heavy stuff. When I first started driving 18-wheelers, when I was going through the orientation for Werner Enterprises, they took us out in the yard and they showed us snow chains. And the guy looked at me, he goes, do you know what these are? I was looking at him going, I think they're snow chains. He's like, yeah. He goes, do you know how to put them on? I looked at him and said, you mean those things really exist? He didn't think I was funny. He had to show me how to put them on because being from Louisiana, I had never seen them before. In fact, most of the guys there, being from the Gulf Coast, had never seen them before because we were all new. We just graduated from truck driving school and we didn't know what the things were. So he had to show us how to do them. Then we had to put them on. It was interesting, very interesting. Unfortunately, I have to pay bills, otherwise I'd go pick up a snowblower. And we thought about buying one of those a couple years ago, but the snow never amounted to anything lately. And that's when the wife decided that we don't need a snowblower. That's what she had me for. Luckily, my neighbor, who I'm good friends with across the street, he's got one. He comes over there and blows our driveway off. He takes care of it for us. Real nice older guy. We give him some money for it. Now, this guy also owns a dirt hauling company, so sometimes he just come over with a backhoe and just do it. Man, there was one time my wife went to go back out of the driveway on nothing but snow, and she lost control of the vehicle, and she went halfway through his front yard. And I went running outside because I was so afraid that I thought she had hit his house. He was laughing about it. Somehow she had avoided going into our ditch, his ditch, and avoided a tree and our mailbox, and just slid right across the road, right into his front yard. She got within a foot and a half of his house. And he was laughing about it. I wasn't exactly laughing. I was panicking. She's like, but I barely hit the gas. I didn't know what to say, except apologize to him profusely. And he was laughing. So we left her vehicle where it was because we couldn't get it, and I was afraid that any further movement that we were going to, hit his house. So he came back home later with his backhoe, and he just hooked up to it, and he just pulled it right back into our driveway. Saw a YouTube video where somebody cleaned his driveway one time using a flamethrower. I kind of like that idea, but my luck would be that something would get my attention and I'd either set a tree on fire or part of my garage. That's the way my luck would be. That's how it is. Fill my hold with gold. Nope. I'm carrying nothing, so he decided to interdict me, and I had nothing. Request stocking. But lately we've got I've been fortunate here in town where we've got some guys who would come through and they offer to shovel snow. So when my knees are acting up, my back is, you know, paying about 10, $20. They shovel the walks, they shovel the driveway. Pretty good guys. Always polite. Always very polite. I'm just going to go ahead and grab some fuel here. One of my neighbors across the street, not the guy who owned the snowblower, the backhoe company. Man, nice older gentleman. I used to like him too. He was very friendly. He would go out every morning, get his paper, and he'd hobble down his little ramp. And I'd go outside to go get his paper for him and walk up his slope to where he wouldn't have to get it. I'd always forget where his ditch was because it would always be full of snow. And I'd take the wrong step and end up being waist deep in snow. And he'd be laughing at me. He'd never have a marker down and I'd forget where it was. So I'd get home. My wife was like, "What happened to you?" And I told her, and she just bust out laughing. The only thing I could do is laugh about it. I mean, I was chilled to the bone, but what else am I going to do? I caught one of the guys in the park that runs a lawn care service, paid him 10 to pull the snow out of my parking spot because the jerk maintenance guy won't play. Damn, that's not cool. I guess it would help if I actually locked him in. That's not good. You know, I did that once before I started working from home. I came home, bad snowstorm. My wife she had shoveled the driveway and she shoveled the place that I park in. And the only thing she told me afterward when I got inside the house and I thanked her was, "Don't ever think I'm going to do that again because that was hard." That was hard. That's the only thing she said. That was hard. I laughed at her and said, "How do you think it is for me every year?" He plows the roads, the parking lots, but not the spots in front of our houses. See, our bad thing with the city is we can go outside and we can shovel our driveways and all and have them all nice and have it to where we could get in the road without having any kind of lump between our driveway and the street. And our snowplow drivers, they come in and they just cover everything right back up. I mean, I did that one year, and when this guy came through, he must have shoved about 2 feet of snow right back in front of our driveway. So I went outside and I took my little snow shovel and I threw the stuff right back in the street. And I did it right in front of him. I wasn't happy. I was running late for work that day when he did it. I don't ever do stuff like that. This time I did. I was mad. Request stocking. Our old maintenance guy would plow the empty spots if he can get in there. Yeah, I mean it's everybody goes outside, they plow their driveways. We don't throw the stuff in the street. We throw it back in our yard, and then the snowplow comes through and he just covers everything up. It's like, damn man, give us a break here. We're trying to get out of here. One of our neighbors one day tried to drive over it and she got her vehicle stuck. She couldn't get enough traction to go back up her driveway, but she also didn't have speed enough to go back over it. So she kind of got stopped right there. So I went up over there with my snowplow and just carefully, snow shovel, and went up over there and carefully dug it out for her so she can get out of her driveway. Oh, she was cussing him. This little lady never cussed. She was cussing that day. Oh, she was cussing that day. She was furious at him. I mean, come on, if you're gonna plow the rest of the parking lot, you might as well just go ahead and plow where everybody parks at. I would think that's part of your job description. Yeah, just like came up with neon. I prefer the cold to the heat. At least with cold, you can layer on your clothes, and as you start to get warmer, you can take them off and then put them back on again. Heat, you can only take off so much, especially outside, unless you want to embarrass your neighbors. Or you're like I am and just absolutely hate your neighbors and don't really care what they see. I've got one neighbor who likes looking over my back fence, my 6-foot privacy fence. He likes looking over it, so I always give him a show. A summer when it's about 110 degrees outside, I walk outside with nothing on. And all I hear from inside his house is, "Oh my God, he's doing it again." He's got a camera looking in my backyard. And I know it. I'm waiting for the first time he says something or does something so I can go after him for invasion of privacy. Because that's illegal here. You cannot film, or if somebody's got a privacy fence set up, you cannot film in their backyard or record anything without their permission. I'm going to be lurking for a while I go shovel snow. All right, Imfried. Don't hurt yourself, sir. Be careful. Everybody's waiting for their package from Amazon. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. We're getting it all taken care of. See, I think after this one, we got one more. Then we're going to go back to our home station and start picking up things for our faction there. Maybe start doing some Federation runs. Now I've made you some lunch. Why don't you make yourself some, oh sweet? What did you make yourself to eat, sir? Just checking here real quick. Yeah, I'm sitting here starving this morning because I couldn't eat yesterday. Oh, I was in bad shape yesterday. Made some pasta and some smoked bacon. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. My wife 2 nights ago made some chicken Alfredo. She didn't burn it, and it actually was pretty damn good. I don't know what she did to it differently this time, but it was delicious. It really was. And I didn't go back for seconds. I went back for thirds. You normally don't cook that good. I could tell she used a little bit of olive oil with the chicken and some other seasonings, and I can't tell exactly what the seasonings were, but oh, that was delicious. She made her own Alfredo sauce. Don't know where she got the recipe from, but wow. Mm-hmm. That was, it was delicious, and that's an understatement. And you guys think I'm joking when I start talking about her burning everything? I'm not. She does. She burns everything. She has stuff in the skillet she walks off. She puts stuff in the oven and she forgets to watch the timer. Yeah. Very crispy bacon. There's sometimes I like my bacon really crispy. Other times I like it just a little bit limp, greasy. Still got to be careful about that amount of fat content on something like that, though, when it's all nice and limp. But that's really the way I love my bacon. But yeah, my mom could spend 45 minutes cooking minute rice and it'd still be raw and clumpy. Oh, I saw that. What did it say? No, I'm good with those people. I really don't want to do that to them. 381,000 credits. That sounds good. I can't do that. I can't. I can't. I got a good faction with those people. I think I'm going to try to talk the wife tonight that let's having some breakfast for supper. Some biscuits, some bacon, a ham and cheese omelet. I'm doing as my doctor said on Monday. I can break my diet a little bit as long as I don't overdo it. And as long as I'm careful, we're good. So that's what I want to eat for supper tonight. A big old glass of orange juice. I couldn't have juice either. Yeah, I got home from the doctor the other day. He said I could start getting off the diet a little bit. First thing I did when I got home was I had a cup of coffee. And the thing is, after not really having coffee for 2 months, it was tasting it, and it was like a strange sensation. Just didn't taste right to me. Now, the second sip was a lot better than the first one. But it was definitely good. It was definitely good. All right, we're going to drop this one off, go back to our home station, see exactly what we can find to get into. May take some planetary things. We'll do some slow little flybys here. That ship looks like he's landing. Yeah, so it's that one. Depends on if they're putting me on pad 1 or 3. I can see pad 1, but I can't see 3. We'll wait for him to start moving forward and we'll request again. Okay, he's out of the way. See if we can avoid some SRV explosions this morning. As we went boom the other day. Got lucky, was able to escape one time. One time I had 3% hull, was being shot at. I hit a rock and that's all she wrote. Okay. Back to our star map. Hurry up and launch from the pad so we can clear it off for somebody else to use. And our first jump away. Yep, 96943. May have to come back over here, recheck this system again and explore it. Map all these planets. Hey, good morning, Blazing Butterfly. How are you doing today, ma'am? Hope you're doing well. Did you have fun at the casino the other day? Hope you had a blast. Seven jumps to get back, so I guess we better start watching our fuel because we're going to need some soon. They can't all be short little hops like this. But yes, ma'am, welcome in, Blazing Butterfly. Yeah, it was fun. Good to get out once in a while. Absolutely. You have to. You really have to. I told that to my wife that, even when some places still locked down, at least we're able to get out and move about. So I was feeling kind of sick yesterday, and she took some of the dogs to the dog park. She took another two to just one of the public parks around here to walk them because they get kind of nervous around other dogs. And if I'm feeling better sometime today, sometime this morning, I may take one up over to a public camping area near our dam and take them out there to walk around for a little bit so I can also get some fresh air before all the storms hit. Got up to a nasty headache due to a lovely... Yeah, I think my migraine yesterday was actually because of that. Because of some bad changes that's about to come our way. Now, I used to be bad. I guess this would make things go faster. I used to be bad because I used to get migraine headaches 2 to 3 times a year. I haven't had one in about 3.5 years, so I was past due. And I forgot how bad they really were. The only thing I did was stay in bed, have one pillow covering my eyes and 2 others covering my ears so that I could not see or hear anything. Take daily meds for them. I got a good friend. She suffers migraines multiple times a week, and she goes in for Botox shots, and she takes all kinds of medicine, and I'm proud of the fact that she's able to power through all of them, because that yesterday, oh, the wife turned the TV on. It was like, no. Sound, the sights, the bright light, no. The dogs accidentally opened 2 of the curtains in the room right beside mine, and I could see the light through the doorway. It was just nothing but pure pain. Migraine relief helps a bit if you could take it. And the worst thing is, most of the time I could feel it coming on the night before, and this time I didn't. And so when it hit me, I got up before the alarm clock and it was just blinding pain. Felt like somebody hit me in the forehead with a sledgehammer. It was so bad. So my first thought is it's just a sinus headache, and then I turned the TV on, and it was like the bright lights kicked in, and the sound. No, I knew right away what it was. Let's see if I can just jump straight there and avoid all these other ones. Yes, I should be able to. And then there's always the day after, which is the aftermath. The dull throbs, the yeah, bright lights are still a problem. That's the reason why there's no cam on this morning, because I couldn't stand the my lights. That the fact I've also got bags under my eyes from not sleeping well, and that's the way I describe it this morning is I just look haggard. When they get to that point, a cool rag on the forehead and dark quiet room. Oh, believe me, I had those. I had those. And my wife would come in every now and then. She'd take the rag, she'd go rinse it out, she'd come bring it back, and she'd lay it gently on my forehead. She wouldn't say a word, she'd just do it. I had 3 dogs that were laying up against me. I think they knew I was in pretty bad shape, and you know, their love, they thought their love was all it takes. So helped me get better. And Scooter, the oldest boy, he's like a little nurse, because he was laying here, he was by my side, and he kept hitting my hand with his nose. So I put my hand on top of his head, and he would lay there and not move. And he laid there like that for hours. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why you have some sleeping bags to sleep on. No, because I've got arthritis in my legs, my wife's bed is actually upstairs in the bedroom. And we have a fear, because it happened one morning, that if I climb the stairs and my legs act up, I may not be able to come downstairs. One time that happened, and it took me 2 hours to come downstairs, because I couldn't stand the pressure in my feet, and I also couldn't hold myself up on both sides of the stairwell. So I have a bed set up downstairs for when that happens. And so half the dogs kind of stay with me down here. The other halves kind of stay upstairs with her, and we have a couple who stay in the den. They just like to be away from everybody else. And yeah, I was trapped down here, and she was trying to go about her day, and she was trying to keep the dogs quiet and keep everything quiet so it wouldn't be too loud. And she said she heard me moaning more during the day than the dogs were. I didn't even know I was moaning. I just knew I was hosed, and there wasn't much of anything I could do. The worst part is I had things I wanted to do. Like I wanted to stream yesterday morning, but couldn't. I missed half of Red's stream. Actually, over half. I wanted to go to work upstairs in the room, but I couldn't do that either. All right, so we're going to dock here real quick so we could start outfitting ourselves for some other missions. Let us make sure that, okay, we're not leaving any missions behind that we forgot to do. So let's see what's available to us. Ooh. There's an acquisition, but those are some nice payouts. Those are some seriously nice payouts. That's 104 together. I can't take them all at once. Yeah, we got to take them. We have absolutely got to take those. I was going to load in my SRV, but this mission is a lot better. Launch. Well, let's see if we can make it there without getting blasted. I did upgrade my shields after the other day, too. They can take a bit more of a pounding now. I'll swing around here. Throw our pips back to our engines. As soon as we get free, we're going to launch. We're going to go into warp. And speaking of my little nurse, he came up over here and just sat down beside me for me to pet him. Well, welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day today. Yeah, I think Scooter ended up watching out over me all night long because now he just curled up on the bed and went to sleep, and that's unlike him. He normally doesn't get on the bed by himself when I'm not in it. So I think he's been concerned about me all night. Got our fingers on the controls in case we get interdicted, which I'm kind of expecting for this kind of large payout. We're under a winter storm warning until 7 tonight. Y'all be careful, man. Y'all be careful. And we're just supposed to be getting a little bit of snow tomorrow, but then it's going to change over to rain, which is going to be bad because anything that's still on the ground Saturday night is going to freeze for Sunday morning. Cancel your doctor's appointment. See, most of the time, they get our temperatures about right in their predictions, but our prediction for a high on Sunday is kind of strange because they're predicting anything from 17 degrees to 42. They don't know. They just know that the polar vortex is supposed to come through on Monday, but they're not sure exactly how bad it's going to affect Sunday. So we've got this humongous gap, and we don't know exactly what to expect or how to plan for it or anything else, except for the fact that it's supposed to be windy, and we don't normally let the dogs stay outside too long when it's windy outside because tree limbs come down quite often. Don't want to take a chance on one of the dogs being hit and injured by them. We got lucky last summer that we had the dogs outside, and this windstorm just came up out of nowhere while the dogs were out playing. We're trying to hurry up and get them inside, and we had a 5-foot long branch. The base of it was about 5 inches thick, come out of the tree and slam into the ground right beside one of them. Didn't touch them. I don't know who was scared more, the dogs or me, because nobody was expecting this thing to fall out of the tree. Because this thing was not loose in the tree. Wind just started blowing and it just came down. We didn't even know it was rotten. We aren't going anywhere. We don't have to go. Yeah. When you've got weather conditions like that, you need to get your stuff quickly and get back home. And if you don't need it after the storm starts, don't go for it. We've had that happen before where storms start coming in. Wife decides she wants to fix something special for supper. And the only thing I can do is look at her going, do we have the ingredients? Well, no, I got to go to the store. Is it really worth it to go out in this? For what few items you need? Well, no. Okay. I mean, if it was medicine, that would be one thing. If one of the dogs would be hurt, that would be something else. If one of us had to go to a hospital, that's something else. Not for because you want something to fix special for supper. Now we're taking that cash. Okay, this is taking us right back to where we want to go, so we'll just grab that one. Then we'll go back and grab some of the others that are boom time deliveries if they're still available. can get those, let's see if we can make some really quick cash. That's what we need. Got to move away from the station a little bit before we start turning down toward our system. Because there was always a chance we were going to get mass locked again. And I didn't want to take a chance on getting too close to this station to bounce off of it. Yeah, auto landing and auto launch does that enough on its own. And I'm trying to talk my wife into letting me get the Oculus Rift S. Apparently they're re-releasing it now for about $300, and I'd like to get it, in particularly for this game. I've played other VR games before, and I know I don't have a problem with the motion sickness, but man, I want it for this one for some reason. Okay, there's a couple others too, but this one is the main reason. Yeah, Blazon, there are a lot of people who can't. The motion sickness, and the first time I tried it, I had to keep my feet flat on the floor. That's how I was able to, I guess, stabilize in my mind that what I was seeing was not real, like the constant twisting and turning, because it was what game was it? It was Eve Valkyrie. I played a demo of it in Best Buy, I believe. And when I sat down, I had to keep my feet flat on the floor. And it helped to fight my motion sickness and nausea. Now, if I don't do that, it kind of gets to me just a little bit. I haven't tried any of the games where you actually have to stand up to play them. My wife thinks I'm nuts, though. She still also doesn't understand Twitch. She doesn't understand the concept that people subscribe to help support for this, and it uh-oh. This carrying economic data. I don't have. Yeah, Thank you. I know you're in a hurry for your data, but do you mind if I kind of keep from blowing up right now? But my wife is also good about me playing video games and buying $60 games that keeps me entertained for months at a time because she knows that I could easily go to a bar and spend $60 in a day. Yeah. VR games and seizures don't go well together. Yeah. Okay, we're going to come here to King Orbital, turn it in. Then we're going to go back to Haldeman 2. What? Really? Crap. I don't think we're going to get out of this one easy. My buddy had a PS4 and he had the PlayStation VR. There was one game he had that I absolutely loved. It was called crap. What was it called? Riggs. That was it. It was a 3-on-3 kind of like giant robot combat thing. It was also kind of like a handball where you got control of the ball, you ran towards your opponent's goal or your goal, you scored while they were trying to defend, and they could also attempt to blow up your mech. Now I like that one. That one was pretty cool. I like that one. But then again, I always like some kind of mech combat games. But I always love those kind of games. Like Mech Warrior 5. I love that one. It had been so long since a Mech Warrior game had come out. Get off the pads. Other people would like to dock now. Okay, there he goes. That's pad 3. I think I'm too big for pad 3. Or, no, I can't land on pad 3. My wife also doesn't understand games like this that never stop, that you can't pause and walk away from. She likes playing things like Scrabble and Uno and little Facebook games that she could walk away from and the game stops. And I've tried to explain to her for years that those are not the kind of games I play. That if I walk away, everything keeps moving. It keeps going on. It doesn't stop. $196. That would require 3 trips. Okay. We can do this one. Let's make sure we got our cargo. Fuel's full. Setting our destination. All right, we're going to go for a planetary landing this time. No SRV crafts are necessary, so we won't have to worry about those things blowing up. At least not at this moment. I remember I went to go do something like that in EVE Online. I was hauling cargo to a different station, and it was being camped because it was in nullsec. And I think that the people that they were at war with somehow thought I was an alt bringing stuff in for them. Because in wartime, we always use secondary accounts to move ammunition and supplies and other ships around. And we're thinking that that's exactly what they thought. Man, I saw that and I turned around and I got the hell out of there before they started shooting me. Yep, I knew that one was coming. I knew that was coming. Especially when that message popped up saying that this was the ship they were looking for, the one with the big hull. I'll probably get hit a second time before I make it to the planet. It's like our destination's going to be Lewis Silo. Coming in all sneaky stealthy here. Okay, it's kind of hard to be sneaky stealthy when you're in a big spaceship. Yeah, I could have done that one a little bit better, but at least I'm not too far out. These were not too far. Could have been worse. The other day I dropped out at one, I was 400 kilometers out. Watching our glide path. Okay, we're 7 kilometers out from them, and I'm 2 kilometers from the planet's surface. So I'm going to start easing up on my down bubble here. Now I'm close enough. Okay, I'm still getting better at the planetary landings. First time I went to go do one of the economic data retrieval, I forgot to put the landing gear down and did a belly flop on the planet. We all got a good laugh out of that one. I go down, I bounce, and I go back up. Like, whoops. Yeah, that one was a big whoops. I don't know why I was thinking that the landing gear would automatically come out, but yeah, it didn't. So we were all sitting here laughing about it. Let's see. 196 units. Can't carry those. I don't have an SRV with me, so no economic missions. Didn't mean to fully back out. Didn't mean to. Okay. Yeah, planetary scan jobs just don't have the SRV. I can't do them. And I'm not going to buy one here if they have outfitting services. No. And they don't anyway, so don't have to worry about that. Spin our little cells back around. I'll go at a 50-degree up bubble. We're no longer mass locked. Okay, we had to clear our route, and it still didn't do it. Come on now. Clear. Why are you not clearing? I really don't want to eliminate the bookmark. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm still locked on the station. That's what the problem is. No, I'm not. But it keeps jumping back to that one. Clear, damn it, so I can get in space. Now, 70 kilometers and climbing. Now we're in space. Apparently I was missing something where the map wouldn't release the target. It's because as long as we were locked onto it and it was on the back side of the planet, it wasn't going to allow us to engage warp. Or super cruise. Angled up and away from the sun. We're now free and returning home. I'll see about some more of those boom time deliveries. Maybe go down to a planet surface, get some economic data, steal it. We'll see what's available when we dock. First time I was using voice attack, I had set up Marina Sirtis as one of the voices. So I was calling her, and she and my wife heard me from the other room. She came running in here because she thought I was talking to another woman. She didn't realize it was part of a video game. I'm looking at her going, but I play games with other women all the time. Like, well, I heard you this time. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, my wife doesn't understand that these games don't stop. They're multiplayer, that they keep going. And I could be playing with 63 other people in a raid somewhere, and they're waiting on me when she wants to talk to me. A game she plays that she could walk away from at any time after pausing them because they're all single player, and told her that's not the kind of games I like to play. All right, so let's see what's available. We are going to go back. Okay, controlling faction, got 2 polymer. Okay, well, we are going to have to refit our ship for the SRV for this one. So we have to go through the docking process, get it all set up, and Infreed's probably ready to clip me blowing up again sometime. And let's see, core internal, whoops, not internal, optional internal. I thought that was all taken care of. No, I'm trying to find a good deal on a snowblower. I'm not paying too much. Okay. So we now have all that taken care of. We've got it all set up. Now let's select our destination and get this all taken care of and underway. Let's go hit it and see what happens. Don't worry about the big boom, folks. That's just my SRV blowing up, my little moon buggy. We're going to land on the surface, getting close to this place, and we're going to dismiss our ship to go back in orbit and get it out of the line of fire. All right, we're going to get some more information as soon as we get to the system. Waiting for mass lock to disengage. Engage warp. Or not. So what's it going to be? Is it going to be a colossal success or a colossal failure? Oh, we're going back to this place. Yeah, we were here a couple times the other day. Such a lovely vacation spot. You too can own a vacation home here at the luxurious beacon. That's right. From your bay windows, you can look out across the sandy shoreline with a little bit of rocky breaks in the distance. Look at the amazing mountains and watch the sun rise over them. Come join us for those times when you just want to get away from it all. She's on the back side of the world.
to keep an eye on the numbers while trying to stay steady at the same time. Okay, now we're flying past her. Oh, no, 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 no. I did not want to abort my glide, and I just did. Okay, that was bad. It could have been worse. I could have been further out. Still too far out though. That was a bad, very bad, very bad. Trying to decide if I really want to do this. Started to superheat the skin of my ship. We're going to want to stay about 4 kilometers away from this location. This way we could avoid trespass fines. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in low and slowly start making our way back over to her. Actually, we're going to start angling up right now so we can kind of get we are 4 kilometers from the planet's surface and 14 away from her, from our target. Infreed, oh, I definitely don't like dealing with people with Facebook. They be doing some sketchy stuff. Man, I could have told you that. Okay, 8 kilometers a little far out. So we're going to start leveling off some to get closer to our target. Okay. It does have a support ship flying around it. Start slowing down some. Lower our landing gear. 500 meters and going down. $150 and going down. Alignment's good. Looks like we got a good landing spot. There we go. This person's snowblower for 75 and tells me a location with 2 roads and gives me an address on a completely different road, all of which is in a bad part of town. Yeah, that sounds like a setup for you to go there for them to rob you. Okay. Now we're going to do the right thing. There goes our baby back up to space. She is out of here. Can't say I blame her. Whoops. Oh, we don't want to do that. We'll go to weapons if we absolutely have to. Sounds like me going to jail, and I don't need that. Yeah, that too. You go into somebody else's house to steal something, by the way it sounds. You go pay one person, and they're going to tell you to go here to go pick it up, and it's not their property to start with. Yeah. Okay, what did I just do? Oh, handbrake. No, don't turn on the... Never mind. I'm not going to say it because then he'll put it back on again. Oh, yeah. I can't say I blame you. Oh, please tell me this is not the terminal that's up on the 3rd floor. The one where I escaped the other day with only 3% of my health left. Oh, you're paying attention now? Yeah, I knew that would get your attention. Thank you. As I got the spaceship flying around protecting it. It's going to have drones on it. I really believe this is the one from the 3rd floor. I hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't. But somehow that's the one I escaped from with 3% hull left. Guess I'll find out as soon as I go up this rise. Nope, no third floor. I don't see any little drones flying around, which means they'll come out afterward. Oh, I didn't trigger it. The alarm didn't go off. Yep, lots of rocks and tough terrain here to kill me. Okay, that wasn't exactly on all 6 tires, but I think I landed on a good couple. Like the rears. And I'm watching my meter. I'm making sure I'm not overdoing it and, you know, just kind of true. I didn't land upside down. Okay, that one wasn't exactly flat. I did land more on the right side than the left, but you know, hey. Now that was a good landing. Whoops. Okay, that one's gonna be bad. I knew that one was gonna be bad when I started going sideways. All right, I need to get at least 3 kilometers out away from it. Oh, come on. I didn't do anything that time. I think it's a little too late for the yet part. I'm getting a little bit better with the jumps. I'm at least trying to maintain it as being level. Mostly level. I can't help it if some of the places I'm landing aren't exactly flat. Trying to find. Okay, now that time I landed on the nose. All right, we're it doesn't look like there's any place really flat around here to summon our ship back from, so. So, here we go. That's level if you have only one shoe on. Well, we are talking about me here. But hey, I have tried to maintain level, like level. A couple times I landed good. Okay, so a couple times I landed on the back wheels or on the right side, or, well, the one that landed on the nose. You can't always, have perfect 10-point landings. It's bad I didn't get to blow anything up. All right, Mr. PB, how you doing this morning, sir? Okay, and we are now ready to engage liftoff. We're going to raise our landing gear. Get some minor engine power. We're at 35 up bubble. Increasing to 50. Engage. Okay, we're safely entering orbit now. Or we will be shortly. We're 30 kilometers and climbing. And while that's going on, we will go ahead and lock in our destination system. "90 kilometers and climbing. Atmosphere's thinning. 2 1/4. 400. And And we're going to jump back and turn this in. Oops, got to get control back here. Wish when a pirate would engage us right now, we could just jettison the SRV at him. Okay, I might have to stop watching you stream. You make me want this game. Yeah, I want to watch you blow up so I can clip it like you do me. Uh-huh. That's all you like to do. I do things like that. You like to clip it. You like to go around showing people going, look what happened to Leo. He blew up. Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what you're doing. See? See? Even your wife, Miss Blazin, she agrees. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know I'm going to be there making clips too. Yeah. Why? Payback. Payback for all the jump scare clips. Payback from the explosions. Payback for, yeah. You think I'm going to let you off the hook? I don't think so. Request stalking. Hey, I clipped one of Arik failing at his jump the other day. You know, I'm going to have to do something about Jimmy in that one where I accidentally released gas before I could hit the mute button, because that is one of his most watched clips. I'm going to have to do something to that one. Or I'm going to have to do something to get him back. And you missed it. I have sent him a new gift. That's right. And he asked me on stream yesterday if he could show it and open it on stream. And I said yes and no. And he just looked at the screen. He goes, what is that supposed to mean? It's like, well, yeah, you can open it on stream. Can't exactly show all of it. He just looked at it. He looked at me. I had a friend message me on Discord thanking me for getting him hooked off House Flipper. You know, when I was doing that with Night of the Dead, I actually got a lot of people interested in buying that game. Same with Hard Space Shipbreaker. I got a lot of people to purchase those games just from me playing them. I was shocked. I really was shocked. Man, that was 1.6 million credits, and I didn't even get shot at. The only damage that happened to the SRV was because of my own fault of running into things. But hey, what do you know? What do you know? It's not all that bad. It's not all that bad. All right. Unfortunately, that is all the time I have for today, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to thank everybody for coming in. Let me find somebody real quick that we can go share the love with. And I think I know the perfect guy, the perfect person. I was watching him the other day. Very entertaining. So if y'all would, please stick with me while we go share the love with this man, Mr. Sir Pickles. I wish to thank everybody for coming out this morning. I do greatly appreciate it. I will be back at 5 a.m. Monday. Till that time, y'all take care. Be safe. Hey, Hillbilly, thank you for coming in. How was it just a ship salvager game you played? Yeah, that was Hard Space Shipbreaker. Hillbilly, thank you very much for continuing the gift sub you got from Red Dirt Ranch. It's greatly appreciated. And ladies and gentlemen, if those of you who don't know, Hillbilly359 is a great friend of mine, great friend of the stream. Please go check him out. Make sure you tell him Astro sent you over. And for a moment there, I thought we actually had... Why do I have an echo all of a sudden? Okay. Boy, that's something really messed up here. And let me also give shout outs to two other great friends of mine, Miss Blazing Butterfly and Mr. Mfreed 2010. Please go click those links, go give them a follow. Tell them Astro sent you over. But thanks everybody for coming out. We will be back Monday morning at 5 a.m. Central Time. And it looks like the raid command has failed yet again. Or